Okay, hello everyone. Welcome. Ang lecture natin ngayon is Psych This Song. Medyo matagal na nating hindi nagawa tong Psych This Song. In my latest count, nasa number 8 na to. Ayan. So matagal tayong hindi nakagawa. Hindi tayo nakamove from number 7. For Psych This Song, ang pag-aaralan natin ngayon is the song by Westlife, My Love. So shout out sa mga fans ng Westlife dyan. So, in this lecture, pag-uusapan natin ng isang psychological concept na lumalabas sa song na to. And then from there, ano yung mga psychological applications na pwedeng makaganda sa mental health natin. But before that, basahin ko lang muna yung word for the day natin in connection to our lecture for today, Revelations chapter 21 verse 4. Sabi, He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Yung mga nakataas na kilay dyan, anong kinalaman ng Revelation 21 verse 4 sa kanta ng Westlife na My Love, panoorin nyo lang to as I go along. Super connected itong revelations na to sa My Love. Very quickly, background lang muna ng kanta. Nirelease pala yung kanta ng My Love noong October 30, year 2000. That was 24 years ago. And I can remember, nung year 2000, nasa ano ko niya, no? High school years ko yan. And I would say, this song by Westlife is one of my favorites. Ayan. And then, yung kanta na yan, lumabas under their second album entitled Coast to Coast. So, before the second album, sikat na yung Westlife due to their first album. Talagang ang dami nilang magandang kanta doon. Ang taas ng demand nila all over the world. So, travel yung mga yan. So, nasundan ng isa pang album, Coast to Coast. If I'm not mistaken, track number 1 yan, no? Sa Coast to Coast album. Hindi sila ang sumulat ng My Love, meron silang mga set of songwriters. Ito yung mga pangalan nila. Yan. So, ang Westlife, taga-kanta lang ng My Love. Pero big time yung kanta na to kasi this is their 7th song that reached UK number 1. Sa UK standards, it's a big thing kapag yung kanta mo napunta sa number 1 of their list. So, ito na yung pang-pitong kanta ng Westlife na nakaabot sa UK number 1, which again tells you how good, how popular Westlife was during this time. And this became the record of the year noong year 2000, again under the UK standards. So, ito yung version nila ng Song of the Year, yung My Love. Bottom line, sikat na sikat talaga yung kanta. Okay? So, if there is one psychological concept na nangingibabaw in the song My Love, ito yung tinatawag na transcendental time perspective, originally termed by Zimbardo and Boyd. Yung Zimbardo na nakikita nyo dito is the same Zimbardo as in the Stanford Prison Experiment. So, si Zimbardo at si Boyd, sumulat sila ng book entitled The Time Paradox. Doon nila inintroduce yung konsepto ng transcendental time perspective. Anong ibig sabihin yan? In layman's terms, this is a person's overall certainty or belief that there is life after death. So, naniniwala ang isang tao na mataas sa transcendental time perspective na ang buhay hindi lang hanggang dito. Naniniwala sila or malakas yung paniniwala nila that when they die in this life, their spirits will separate from their bodies and their spirit will go to a new world na ang tawag is afterlife, where they will be encountering spiritual beings such as angels, their dead loved ones, and of course, most importantly, God Himself. So just to put this idea in a diagram, it looks like this. Kapag ang mga tao mataas ang transcendental time perspective, naniniwala sila that life does not stop here. So kapag namatay ka sa aksidente, namatay ka sa cancer, or whatever reason na namatay ka physically, yung katawan mo lang yung namatay, pero yung spirit mo goes to the afterlife. On the other hand, yung mga tao naman na hindi naniniwala or mababa sa transcendental time perspective, ganito ang pananaw nila. Life starts here and it ends here. Wala kang dapat asahan na Diyos, wala kang dapat asahan na heaven or hell or angels, that's it for you. Total annihilation. No, in some philosophical terms, yan ang tawag dyan. Talagang wala ka ng consciousness, wala ka ng awareness whatsoever after your body dies. At isa sa mga grupo ng mga tao sa mundo na talagang ganyan ang paniniwala would be the atheist. Kasi yung atheism talagang kinakancel out nila yung possibility that there is a spiritual world, that there is a God who created the spiritual world. So yan ang pinagkaiba ng mga taong matataas, ang transcendental time perspective versus mabababa. Pero syempre, ang focus natin dito is more on people who are high in transcendental time perspective. Yung mga taong naniniwala that there is an afterlife. Okay, now in connection to that, alam nyo ba, meron palang magandang nangyayari psychologically when a person believes that there is life after death. Because according to studies, no, it is human nature to believe in life after death. Yun pala yung natural wiring natin. So kapag sinusunod natin yung natural wiring natin, na naniniwala tayo sa life after death, good things happen to us psychologically. Mamaya, pag-uusapan natin yan, ano yung mga magagandang bagay that happens to a person na naniniwala na may life after death. No? But what's our evidence to believe na ang mga tao talaga, by nature, we are wired to believe in life after death? Pupunta tayo sa anthropology. Pwede rin sa history, pwede rin sa sociology, wherein it will tell you na lahat ng kultura ng tao all over the world, meron silang kanya-kanyang versions of life after death. Iba-iba lang ng picture, iba-iba lang ng narrative, but lahat ng kultura sa buong mundo, at some point, meron silang version of life after death. You can see this in different art forms, such as painting. Makikita mo rin to sa literature. Magbasa ka ng Greek mythology, magbasa ka ng Egyptian mythology, lahat ng mga tao naniniwala talaga that life does not end here in this physical world. Pero syempre, ang pinakapaborito kong version, yung pinakapaborito kong libro, no? Yung God's Word. The Bible is one of the books talaga na ang dami niyang sinasabi about the idea of life after death, and the Bible also explains why people believe in life after death. Anong sabi ng Biblia? Bakit ang tao by nature naniniwala sa life after death? Because when God created human beings, isa na yan sa mga sinet niya na default setting ng mga tao, na masasense natin yung existence of eternal things such as life after death. Sinabi niyan sa Ecclesiastes, no, that God has written eternity in the human heart. So talagang hindi maiiwasan ng mga tao na mag-isip, maghanap, mag-sense ng mga ideas na may kinalaman sa life after death. So that explains the universality of life after death, because eternity is written in our hearts by our Creator. Now, for those of you na nakataas sa mga kilay ngayon, meron ba tayong empirical evidence na totoo nga yan? Well, ipapakilala ko sa inyo yung terror management theory in psychology. This is a very interesting theory. We don't have enough time to discuss this comprehensively right now. Gagawa na lang natin ng ibang lecture yan. But in experiments, under terror management theory, ang nakita nila, ang mga tao, kapag pinapaalala mo sa kanila na mamamatay na sila, or maikli na lang yung buhay nila, or bukas pwede silang mamatay, ang nangyayari sa behavior nila, bumabait sila. They return to their values. They become more spiritual. At ang explanation doon, according to the theory, is ito yung paraan ng spirit natin na maghahanda siya sa pagpunta ng afterlife, where the spirit will encounter his or her Creator. So yun yung explanation doon, no? Kung bakit ang tao bumabait kapag nasisense na malapit na siyang mamatay. Nature yon, reflex natin yon, because our spirit knows that we have to be good because we are about to encounter someone who is the ultimate good, who is God Himself. A very interesting theory. For those of you who would like to read more, i-zoom in natin. Ito yung article na pwede nyong basahin. Yan. So, screenshot nyo, Google Scholar, download, and then read it on your own. Okay? Punta na tayo ulit ngayon sa kanta ng Westlife na My Love. I want to establish that this song is about someone singing to a dead loved one. Marami mga tao, ang interpretation dito sa My Love, breakup song lang daw yan. Yung My Love, kapag i-analyze mo raw yan, namimiss lang daw niya yung ex niya na malayo na sa kanya. I beg to disagree. Although open ito for that kind of interpretation, in my next few slides, papakita ko yung mga reasons ko. Bakit sa tingin ko, this is more than just a breakup song. Ipapakita ko, i-establish natin yung idea na yung My Love as a song is a song towards a departed, a dead loved one. Paano ko nasabi na yan yung nature ng kanta? Evidence number 1, kasi yung kanta, it contains great sense of loss coming from the singer. At yung great sense of loss na yan, hindi ganyan katindi yung sense of loss kung ito simpleng breakup song lang. First lines pa lang nung kanta sabi, an empty street, an empty house, a hole inside my heart. Pigilan nyo ako, malapit ko na itong kantahin. Kaya lang, makaka-copyright tayo. I'm all alone, the rooms are getting smaller. So meron siyang malaking sense of whole, sense of, ang tawag doon, sa Tagalog, kakulangan, kawalan, in these lines of the song. And then the author, the singer continues, I try to read, I go to work, I'm laughing with my friends. Ito yung second line after the first chorus. But I can't stop to keep myself from thinking. Meron siyang intrusive thoughts. At yung pagkakaroon ng intrusive thoughts, it's one of the expressions na nagdadalamhati talaga yung tao. Hindi niya mapigilan na maisip lagi yung taong nawala sa kanya. Again, ang tawag doon, intrusive thoughts. So may great sense of loss dito, merong intrusive thoughts, and then sa pre-chorus, lumalabas din yung sense of loss. I wonder how, I wonder why, I wonder where they are, the days we had, the songs we sang together. Tinatanong niya kung bakit ba kasi nawala pa yung taong mahal niya. See? So, i-combine mo yung mga lines na yan, anong mako-conclude mo, hindi ito simpleng breakup song. Talagang yung tao dito, kumakanta siya sa isang taong sureball siyang hindi na niya makikita ulit, at least in this life. Kaya ganyan katindi yung impact nung loss na nararanasan niya dito. It's about death. Evidence number 2. If you read the song, yung singer dito, meron siyang permanent holding. You can see this in this line, and oh my love, I'm holding on forever. Now that's interesting. Mag-hold on siya forever doon sa memories na meron siya with that person na kinakantahan niya. Now, if you use the word forever, this transcends physical life. Diba? Pag sinabi mong forever, iba yun sa lifetime. Ang lifetime hanggang mundo lang. Pag sinabi mong yung kontrata ko sa iyo for a lifetime, pag namatay ka na, wala ka ng kontrata doon sa kaibigan mo. Pero pag sinabi mong ang kontrata ko sa iyo forever, it transcends life. I-apply mo yung logic dito. Bakit siya mag-hold on forever? It is an acknowledgement na yung kinakantahan niya dito, nandoon na sa kabilang buhay. That's why sinabi niya, I'm holding on forever. Kahit wala na ako dito, kahit matapos yung buhay ko dito, I'm still holding on to your memory forever beyond this life because you are beyond this life. Klarong-klaro siya na hindi na babalik yung taong kinakantahan niya dito. Kaya ganun yung katindi ng pag-hold on niya forever level. You know? Forever is a very transcendent word. Talagang ginagamit yan sa idea na there is life after this physical life. Evidence number 3 na yung kinakantahan dito ng singer is deads na is yung singer dito nag-undergo siya ng transcendental coping. Gumagamit siya ng mga psychological ideas, no, that is so transcendental out of this life. Like for example, prayer and dreams. Punta ko dun sa lyrics, ang sabi niya, so I say a little prayer and hope my dreams will take me there. Yun yung pagko-cope niya. Magpe-pray siya, umaasa siya na yung dreams niya, dadalin siya sa presence ng kinakantahan niyang deads na. 'Di ba? Kung simpleng breakup song lang to, hindi siya magpe-pray, hindi siya aasa that dreams will take me there. Pwede naman siya mag-bus, pwede naman siya mag-eroplano. Pwede naman siyang kumatok doon sa door ng ex niya kasi kapitbahay lang naman niya yung ex niya kung nami-miss niya, 'di ba? But the fact that this person, ang iniisip niya ang paraan lang para mawala yung pagka-miss niya doon sa tao dito is prayer and dreams, tells you wala na dito sa mundo yung kinakantahan niya. Still under evidence number 3, no? Meron din siyang transcendental hope na ginagamit dito. In fact, if you read the chorus of the song, makikita ninyo na dinidescribe na niya yung paradise or in a more biblical term, heaven. Diba? Punta kayo sa chorus. Where the skies are blue to see you once again. Note the underlined words. Skies are blue. Overseas from coast to coast to find the place I love the most. Diba? Overseas. Ibig sabihin, wala sa seas. Over nga eh. Overseas, from coast to coast, wala rin sa coast. So, wala sa sea, wala sa coast, nasaan? Nasa afterlife. To find the place I love the most. Ano ba yung place na naiisip mo na lahat ng tao sa buong mundo gusto? Talagang walang aayaw sa place na yon, that would be heaven. Where the fields are green to see you once again. I-combine mo yung fields are green sa skies are blue. In a way, dinidescribe niya yung Edenic image, the Garden of Eden in the book of Genesis. Kasi yung idea ng Garden of Eden sa Genesis is it is the quote-unquote replica of God's kingdom in heaven. Eden is heaven on earth. So parang yun yung sinasabi niya. Darating ang panahon, mapupunta tayo sa paradise, heaven on earth, magkikita ulit tayo. See? So sana nahuli nyo yung mga images na yon in connection to paradise in heaven or paradise or in heaven. Alright? So kung i-combine mo yung mga evidences that I presented, evidence 1, evidence 2, and evidence 3, ano ang conclusion mo? Na talagang yung kantang My Love, it is a song about a departed loved one. Hindi lang ito simpleng breakup song. The person singing in this song is in the grieving process. Pero ang good news, if you read between the lines of the song, yung taong nag-grieve dito nasa positive state. I would say, kung i-connect mo dito yung theory ni Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, yung theory of grieving niya, yung taong kumakanta dito, nandoon na sa acceptance stage, which is good. Kasi gumamit na siya ng linya doon sa kanta niya na to see you once again. Tanggap na niya. Nawala na yung mahal niya at umaasa siya in the future, magkikita ulit sila in paradise. Ang tawag doon, acceptance. Kaya ako masasabi ko na overall maganda ang mental health ng taong kumakanta sa song na to. Okay? Now, yung kanina kong tinanong, o yung kanina kong trivia, alam nyo ba na ang tao, according to the literature, when people believe that there is life after death, meron palang mga positive psychological effects yon. In general, gumaganda ang mental health ng tao when a person believes in the existence of life after death. And we have evidences for that. One of the articles would be this one. Hindi ko na madidiscuss lahat ng articles, pero ito yung isa sa mga foundational article that talks about the benefit of believing in life after death. I-zoom in ko na lang yung finding on this study. Sabi dito, according to their results, yung mga taong naniniwala sa life after death, bumababa, naglo-lower down yung anxiety, depression, obsession, compulsion, paranoia, phobia, and somatization. Which means what? Overall, gumaganda ang mental health. Maganda ang mental health mo kapag mabababa yung 6 na yan. Paano bababa yung mga 6 na yan? According to their study, kapag ang tao naniniwala sa life after death. So, maganda, mentally speaking, na maniwala ang tao sa life after death. Alright? So the question now is, let's dig deeper. Why? Bakit kaya ang tao gumaganda ang mental health kapag naniniwala siya sa life after death? I am asking a mediating question here. For those of you who do psychological research, yan ang ibig sabihin ng mediator. Diba? Pinapaliwanag niya yung connection between the two psychological variables. In this case, afterlife belief, mental health. Talagang connected yan in the literature, pero bakit? Anong nagiging epekto sa psyche natin when a person believes in life after death that leads to good mental health? I'm going to discuss some, and as I do, i-connect ulit natin yan sa kanta ng Westlife na My Love. Number 1, kapag ang tao naniniwala sa life after death, nagiging positive yung view niya about death. Contrary to our materialistic culture, bakit napaka-negative ng tingin natin sa death? Why is it that it's a taboo to talk about death? Why is it that when we hear death, we associate it with horror movies? Kasi yung version ng death ng mundo, which is very materialistic, is death is the end of everything. Lahat ng positive experiences mo, lahat ng affection mo for other people, never mo nang mararanasan kasi nga, total annihilation. Wala ka ng consciousness, wala ka ng emotions, wala ka ng psyche after death because life starts here and it ends here. Kaya maraming tao takot sa death. But when you believe that death is not the end in this life, that there is another life after you die, ano yung magiging panibagong view mo about death? That it's a temporary state. Diba? First bullet, it's a temporary state. Second bullet, in connection to that the person who died, kung namatayan ka man ng mahal sa buhay, sa totoo lang, hindi talaga namatay yung mahal mo sa buhay. Humiwalay lang yung espiritu niya sa katawan niya, pero buhay pa rin siya. It's just a simple transfer of location from earth to the afterlife world. Diba? And another thing in connection to that, kapag naniniwala ka sa life after death, nare-realize mo na yung condition ng taong namatay, na mahal mo, is new and better state. 'Di ba? When you say, for example, in Facebook, marami gumagawa nito, no? When you say to your friend na namatay, no more pain, you are assuming that that person is still alive. Kasi hindi mo naman siya kakausapin kung ang assumption mo talagang wala na siya, kung total annihilation. 'Di ba? So when you say no more pain, you assume na naririnig ka pa ng taong sinasabihan mo. At dinidescribe mo sa kanya yung psychological condition niya, which is no more pain. Now, this is interesting. The fact na nakakasend siya ng isang psychological experience which is no more pain, again, it goes without saying that you assume that that person is still alive. Yun nga lang, not in this world, but in the after world, in the afterlife world. Diba? Na-realize nyo ba yun? So when you say no more pain, it's a good thing. Nabuhay pa yung taong namatay at wala na siyang pain ngayon. Same thing with rest in peace. When you say, rest in peace, pare, in Facebook, kasi namatay yung kaibigan mo, number one, you were assuming na buhay pa siya, wala lang siyang katawan, at yung spirito niya nasa afterlife world. And you are assuming na mas maganda na yung psychological condition niya, which is full of rest. Kaya nga sinabi mo, rest in peace. Punong-puno ka ng rest ngayon. Pahinga ka lang dyan. Buti ka pa, nakakapahinga na dyan. Mas maganda pa yung state mo sa akin. Diba? Kasi yung mga taong naiwan dito sa physical world, meron pa ring stress. Araw-araw pa ring natatraffic. Araw-araw pa ring sinisingil ng utang. Diba? Araw-araw pa ring minumura ng boss nila. Nagigets ninyo. Oh. Kaya sana ma-realize nyo, no, na when you say no more pain or rest in peace, in a way, you have a very positive view of death. And why is that? Because you believe that there is life after death. And not to mention, the last bullet point is, umaasa ka that there is a future reunion. Kung naniniwala ka sa life after death. So, imbis na matakot ka sa death, death makes you anticipate in the future na magkikita-kita ulit kayo. Kaya nga doon sa kanta ng My Love, di ba, laging ginagamit yung line na, to see you once again. Kaya sabi ko, maganda ang mental health ng taong kumakanta niyan. Kasi umaasa siya sa future reunion with the dead loved one. Kaya naalala ko yung mga teachings dito ng Bible, no? In connection to a positive view of death. The Bible continuously or repeatedly states that when a person dies in this world, hindi pa tapos ang buhay, buhay pa rin yung espiritu niya in another world. And one day, all the dead people that you know, lahat ng taong namatay, nakakilala mo, magkikita-kita ulit kayo as written in 1 Thessalonians. Basahin nyo na lang on your own. Gusto ko rin yung sinabi na sa Revelation 21 verse 4, yung sinabi natin kanina, yung binasa natin. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore, for the former things have passed away. It's a good thing. Many people look forward to this. Pero again, hindi ka maglo-look forward dito if in the first place, hindi ka naniniwala sa life after death. So, buti na lang naniniwala ka sa life after death, so you have a hope that you are currently enjoying because you can see something in the future after death. Gets nyo? So, that's one reason. Bakit gumaganda ang mental health kapag naniniwala sa life after death? Number 2, bakit nakakaganda ng mental health ang paniniwala sa life after death? Kasi, when you believe in life after death and you feel sad, you feel loneliness because of the departed loved one, ano nangyayari? It pushes you to pray. It pushes you to pray to a higher being. Going back to the song by Westlife, di ba? Yung "So I Say a Little Prayer", yung chorus. Gusto ko i-emphasize yung word na "so". Di ba? Pag sinabi mo yung word na "so", effect yon. So, ito yung effect. Ito yung ginagawa ko. Diba? Ano yung mga words before that? Hindi ko na lang nalagay dyan. Pero the words before this, yun yung dinidescribe niya yung pangit na psychological condition niya. An empty street, an empty house, a hole inside my heart. I'm all alone, the rooms are getting smaller. In the second stanza, I try to read, I go to work, I'm laughing with my friends. Nagigets nyo? So, dinidescribe niya yung negative psychological state niya. Pero paano siya nagko-cope? Kapag na-experience niya yung mga negative states na yon, so, anong ginagawa niya? I say a little prayer. Ibig sabihin, yung mga taong naniniwala sa life after death, they use prayer as a way to cope with the negative feelings that they have when they sense that their loved one is dead, which is a good thing. Kasi kung pupunta ka sa literature on prayer and mental health, grabe. Grabe ang evidences natin that show na ang prayer, pampaganda talaga yan ng mental health. Prayer is a good coping strategy for those people who are mourning the death of a loved one. One good study to consider is this one. Screenshot nyo, Google Scholar nyo, and then you just read it on your own. Diba? Na yung mga taong nag-i-struggle, yung mga taong marami mga psychological anxieties, kapag gumagamit sila ng prayer, when they use prayer as a coping mechanism, overall gumaganda yung mental health nila. Specifically, according to this article, it reduces anxiety of mothers of children with cancer, bumababa yung level of concern of the participants who believe in a solution to their problem, and providing for the improved physical functioning of patients who believe in prayer. In other words, maganda ang nangyayari sa atin psychologically when we pray. And going back to that song, no, My Love, yun yung isa sa mga reasons kung bakit maganda yung mental health niya kahit na namatay yung loved one niya. Kasi yung situation niya push this person to pray, which is a very good spiritual way of coping. Kaya kung i-contrast mo tong point na to sa mga atheists na hindi naniniwala na may afterlife, walang Diyos, total annihilation when you die, parang ang hirap naman i-take nung reality na yon. Nakakataas ng anxiety, lalong-lalo na when you sense na medyo malapit-lapit nang matapos yung buhay mo. Kaya sa worldview ng atheism, itong framework na to, afterlife leading to good mental health, wala, nabubura, it does not apply. Maliwanag. Next, number 3. Bakit nakakaganda ng mental health yung paniniwala sa life after death? Kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng hope. Now, in this case, yung model natin magiging double mediator or multiple mediator in some textbooks. Diba? So, ang magiging storya dito is naniniwala ka sa life after death, therefore, it pushes you to pray. Yun yung previous point natin. Pero yung pagpe-pray mo na yan may epekto. Tumataas yung level of hope mo at yung hope na yan, yan yung nagpapaganda sa mental health mo. Now, hope is an entirely new lecture, no? It's a different lecture na hindi ko naman ma-deliver ngayon, but very quickly, ano bang meron sa hope? Hope is something good psychologically. This is the way APA defines hope. I-zoom in natin para mabasa nyo, the expectation that one will have positive experiences or that a potentially threatening or negative situation will not materialize. Hindi mangyayari yung masamang inaasahan mo or will ultimately result in a favorable state of affairs. To make the long story short, hope is good psychologically speaking. Kapag tumataas ang hope ng tao, gumaganda overall ang mental health. This is another article that you can read, no, to support that claim. Kapag ang tao mataas ang hope, tumataas yung kanyang ability to face uncertainties, lalong-lalo na such as a pandemic. Itong article na to talks about that. How hope help people to overcome the adverse effects of the pandemic. In this another study, ito, interesting din to, na kapag ang tao nagdadasal, tumataas ang level ng hope nila which leads them to be more forgiving. And in the literature, kapag ang tao nagpapatawad ng mga offense ng ibang tao, nagpapaganda rin yan ng mental health. Nagigets nyo, again, in the context of this study, paano tumaas yung hope? Kasi nga, nag-meditative prayer sila. So what do they have in common? This study and this study tells you that prayer is a good thing because again, when you pray, what happens? It increases your hope which improves your mental health. Pero lahat yan hindi mangyayari kung hindi ka naniniwala sa afterlife. Kaya naalala ko yung sinabi ni St. Paul dito, no, in connection to these two articles. This is where God's word intersect with science. Kaya pala sinabi ni St. Paul, kung gusto mong pababain yung anxiety mo, ang gawin mo, mag-pray ka. Basically, that's what he's saying in Philippians 4:6. Be anxious for nothing. Ibig sabihin, pababain mo yung anxiety mo. Paano mo pababain yung anxiety mo? Sabi dito, in everything by prayer and petition. Diba? You see the cause and effect there. When you pray, that's the cause. Anong effect? Your anxiety will go down almost to nothing because prayer generates hope which decreases anxiety. And prayer, again, kung i-connect natin doon sa framework natin kanina, prayer is something that you do in the context of death of a loved one. Yun. At naniniwala ka sa afterlife beliefs. So going back to the song, 'di ba? Yun yung doon mo masasense yung hope no kumakanta. Sabi niya, "Hope my dreams will take me there. To see you once again, my love." Itong two bullets na to reflect that the person singing this song, meron siyang sense of hope. Saan nanggaling yan? Because this person prayed. At bakit siya nagpray? Kasi nga, naniniwala siya sa afterlife. Hindi ka naman magpe-pray sa isang Diyos kung hindi ka naniniwala na may afterlife. Kasi nga, walang Diyos. Diba? If you don't believe in God, then there's no afterlife, total annihilation. Not the case for those people who believe in God and who believe in the afterlife. Gumaganda yung mental health nila via hope. Maliwanag. So, yun yung 3 answers, 3 reasons why kapag ang tao naniniwala sa afterlife, gumaganda ang mental health. Ulitin natin para hindi nyo malimutan. Ano yun? Number 1, bakit gumaganda ang mental health pag naniniwala sa afterlife? Positive view of death. Number 2, because you pray. And number 3, because you pray, there is hope. Got that? So in closing, meron tayong 2 applications na pwedeng i-apply given this short lecture on Westlife's song and transcendental time perspective. Okay, number 1, very straight application to. Sana ma-realize ninyo na risk factor na ang isang tao i-adapt yung worldview of atheism or even evolution. What do they have in common? Atheism and evolution. It assumes, both of his frameworks assume that there is no life after death. Oh. At ano masama doon? Kung naniniwala kang there's no life after death, well, the thing is, magiging negative yung take mo about death. And the bad news is, death happens every day and death is imminent. Hindi maiiwasan. Along the way, lagi kang may kamag-anak na mamamatay. At ikaw mismo, one day mamamatay. So yung pag-handle mo sa death of a loved one and in your future impending death, mas mabigat siyang dalhin. Kung naniniwala ka sa total annihilation model ng atheism and evolution. Unfortunately, isa ito sa mga teachings no, na talagang very popular in today's culture that even young people today are believing all this. Kasi nakakalusot yun sa mga textbooks natin, may mga teachers na hinahawa yung mga estudyante nila sa mga ganitong frameworks. So I would consider this to be risk factors to our mental health. Kaya dapat maging maingat tayo no, na kung ano tinuturo natin sa mga bata. If you are a parent, sana bantayan ninyo kung ano yung tinuturo ng eskwelahan, anong tinuturo ng mga teachers nila sa kanila. The moment that they are being taught atheism, evolution, that there is no afterlife, there is no God, their mind is being poisoned. They are being counter-conditioned to believe that there is no life after death. Again, ulitin ko, natural state natin na maniwala tayo sa life after death. So kapag binabaliktad yan ng society, binabaliktad yan ng education, pinapaniwala yung mga bata na walang life after death, oh my goodness. This is not good for our mental health. And number 2, in connection to number 1, the second application is, palakasin natin yung belief natin in the afterlife. Now, in our modern society today, talagang marami mga atheist scientists inaatake yung idea ng life after death. Dahil nga atheist sila, gusto nilang patunayan na totoo yung framework nila, na totoo yung evolution, na walang Diyos, walang langit, walang impyerno. Talagang yan yung inaatake. No? They ridicule those people who believe that there is life after death. Oh, now, for those of you na nafe-feel yung pressure na yan, parang nahihiya kayo, parang na-overpower kayo ng mga taong hindi naniniwala sa life after death, ano ang dapat nyong gawin? You strengthen your belief in life after death. Provide them with evidences that indeed there is life after death, and believing life after death is mentally good for us. It's psychologically good for us. We are wired to believe in life after death. Diba? Good things happen to people who believe in life after death according to this study. Kung totoong walang life after death, kung totoong total annihilation talaga ang essence ng buhay natin, then why is it? Why is it we experience good things when we believe there is life after death? Sana baliktad yung nangyayari sa atin. 'Di ba? Ang magpapabago ng isip ko na maganda ang paniniwala sa life after death is kapag baliktad nangyari. Kapag hindi ka naniniwala sa life after death and then you flourish gumanda ang mental health mo, then baka mali yung lecture, baka mali yung mga researches na present ko. Pero hindi, baliktad yung nakikita natin. The more you believe in life after death, the more it benefits you psychologically because we are wired to believe. God designed us to believe in life after death. Diba? So, paano natin i-strengthen? Paano natin mas ma-motivate yung sarili natin na maniwala sa life after death? How do we convince people that life after death is real? We always go back to God's Word. Because God said so. Because Jesus said so. Diba? If you read the Bible, that's one of the teachings na paulit-ulit na ini-establish. One of the basic spiritual realities of life is, life does not end here. One day, we will all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may receive his due for the things done in the body, whether good or bad. There is life after death, and we have to be prepared sa life after death. Now, yung mga nakataas ang kilay dyan, bakit ako nagbabasa ng Bible verse, meron din tayong mga empirical evidences to support the claims of Paul that there is life after death, to support Jesus' statements about life after death. Ang dami ng mga empirical experiments dyan na unti-unti talaga na-establish nila na totoo nga na merong life after death. Although this field is still in its infancy, just give it time. Talagang sure ball, there will come a day. The reality of life after death will be undeniable, just like what the Bible says, that life after death is real. That life after death is meant to be believed by creatures like us. Yan. Kaya again, buti na lang yung kumakanta ng My Love, naniniwala siya sa life after death. Mataas yung kanyang transcendental time perspective. Maliwanag. So yan yung maikling lecture natin sa kanta ng Westlife na My Love. Sana marami kayong natutunan. If you have any questions, comments, or some other songs to suggest para gagawa natin ng Psych This Song, you can just comment down below. Alright? Sir Howard here. Until next time, God bless everyone. Bye.